This is a story I didn't want to have to tell you, but Ananda Lewis, the former MTV VJ and host of Teen Summit turned content creator, and my beautiful friend, mother, sister, and daughter, has died after years of living with breast cancer. Last year, we brought you the story of three friends. CNN Stephanie Elam brought myself and Ananda Lewis together to discuss how we were both dealing with stage 3 breast cancer differently. I took the traditional route of a double mastectomy, chemo, and radiation. Ananda decided against the double mastectomy and decided to take a different treatment route.
My plan at first was to get out excessive toxins in my body. I felt like my body is intelligent. I know that to be true. Our bodies are brilliantly made. I decided to keep my tumor and try to work it out of my body a different way. Looking back on that, I go, you know what? Maybe I should have.
Ananda completely overhauled her diet, improved her sleep, pursued aggressive homeopathic therapies along with traditional medicine and radiation. She improved for a long time. She says removing the toxins, physical and emotional, from her body has been beneficial. But last year, she found out her cancer had metastasized into stage 4, which means the cancer spread to other areas.
My lymph system really flared up. And so all through my abdomen, all those lymphs were very flared up, my collarbone. And it was the first time I ever had a conversation with death, because I felt like this is how it ends. You know, I was like, okay, so I don't get afraid of things. I was just like, fudge, man, I really thought I had this. You know, I was frustrated. I was a little angry at myself. And I said, man, listen, I know you're coming for me at some point, but I don't want it to be now.
That was October 2024. She got to live 8 more months. Joining us now is CNN Stephanie Elam and medical oncologist Dr. Elizabeth Coman from NYU Langone. First to you, Stephanie. You visited with Ananda, I know, the day before she died. We were able to hug and talk about what was about to happen. What did you say to her?
Well, I've been covering the protests, so I was working the overnight shift, so I was about to go to bed when I got the call, like, I know you were coming this week. You can hear it in my voice, I've been sick. So I hadn't gone up to see her because I didn't want to get her sick. And I got the call and I realized, even though I had to get up in a few hours, I needed to get there. So I drove to be with her and held her hand. And I told her how much I love her. 2/3 of my life, she has been my ride or die. We have been there going through things. We would text, we message each other all the time. And I was planning on getting off the air yesterday and going back to see her. And my last time on the air with Boris and Brianna was at noon my time. And after I got off the air, I looked down and I had a message from her beautiful big sister, who has been such a strong champion for her and has kept me abreast of everything, and messaged me and told me that she passed away right before I finished that last hit. And so it was too late, but I'm so glad that I was able to go the night before. And one thing that I want everyone to know is that she was at peace with this decision. She had come to grips with it. When she had texted me, we thought we had weeks, and it turned out that it turned into days, and then it actually was just a matter of hours. It happened very quickly how things changed, and so she texted me. And she said that things had taken a different turn than she would have liked. This is part of the text that she sent me. And she's like, you know my feelings on this. We all go. These bodies are on loan and must be returned. We come in love and choose to leave it with love as well. And then she go on to say in another part of it, I love you, my wonderful lifelong bestie of besties. She was at peace with this decision. She was calm about it. She wanted to go after breast cancer the way she did it. And I love my girl, but she was hard-headed. She wanted to do it her own way, despite the fact that so many of us close to her wanted her to try the way that you did it, right? But this is what she wanted to do, and she was totally at peace with it. And now we're just, respecting her wishes. I've known for days, but I've just been working and getting past it and respecting that she wanted her privacy until she was gone. And now we are rallying around her son. He's just a few months younger than my daughter. They've pretty much grown up together, and making sure that he feels the love from his extended aunties, uncles, and all the cousins. And that's a huge priority here. And just paying attention to the legacy that Ananda has left, because she agreed to be a part of that conversation with us in October, and because we see what has happened. I truly believe that both of you have helped save lives, and I'm so proud of her for being open and honest and courageous to have this conversation. Because if she has encouraged anyone to go out there and to get their mammograms, to test, get all the testing done, I know it's scary and uncomfortable, but please do it. Save a life.
Yeah.
Be here. Thrive. That's what she wanted people to know, and that's what I want people to know too. And it's difficult in these days without her, but I do think that that is her lasting legacy, besides all of the other wonderful things she did as an awesome mom, auntie, and friend. She was an awesome auntie to my daughter too.
Yeah, she was always trying to help people through things herself, whether it would be something funny like, you know, your skin care, your skin routine, or, you know, fixing up your house. And I'm so sorry.
She was my handy woman. I mean, she fixed
know,
everything
she was
for me. I
amazing.
don't know, like, I look around, I'm like, how am I going to do these things? There's so many things I don't even understand. Do you unpin someone from your phone? There's so many parts of this that no one talks to you about when you lose someone this close to you. And I think that's part of this journey as well. But I want people to know that she was at peace. She really, really was. And I want to thank our Howard University community, because that's where we met just before the beginning of freshman year. And so many people have reached out to me. I feel your love, Bison. Thank you.
And thank you. And Steph, you know, I love you. And thank you for
I
bringing
love
the
you
story
too.
to us. So that
I'm
we
so
could
glad I
talk
could
through
see
it.
you yesterday.
Yeah, it was a really important moment. Now I'm going to switch this over to Dr. Komen. Ananda had stage 4 breast cancer. She revealed that after going about the way that she felt was necessary for her own body in trying to treat stage 3 breast cancer. Are there any new treatments that can help people live longer? Because when you have stage 4, I had to learn this, it's metastatic. It means you have to live with cancer.
Yes, and Sarah, first let me say to you and Stephanie, I'm so sorry for your loss of this incredible, brave, courageous woman. And truly, one of the most sacred parts of my job and rewarding parts of my job is caring for patients with metastatic disease and seeing over the course of my career how the landscape of how we treat metastatic breast cancer has dramatically improved. There are newer targeted therapies that are allowing patients to not only live longer, but with far better quality of life with metastatic disease. That could mean 5, 10, even longer with metastatic breast cancer. And I feel so privileged to care for patients with this disease.
You have been treating patients and you've seen patients go. You've been with patients in their last moments. Your book talks extensively about what that is like. I do want to ask you about Ananda's decision to go against medical advice. She decided not to get her double mastectomy. And as you heard Stephanie saying, and as I learned from her as well, she was completely at peace with that decision. She wanted to try other things to see if there was any other way to treat it. She eventually started to get targeted chemo. She got some radiation, but she kept with that core idea that she just didn't want her body going through what is a very traumatic and frankly barbaric surgery that you have to go through. But for me, it helped me survive, and I wanted to cut it out, burn it out, do whatever it is, poison it out to get it out of my system. She didn't feel the same way. Is there any research on how most people respond to non-traditional treatments, even if they're combining the two?
Sure. Let me say first and foremost, you know, my job as a physician is to give patients my best medical advice. But at the end of the day, it's their body, their choice to do what they want for their own medical decisions. And it's heartwarming to know that she was at peace with her decisions. And also, as an oncologist, I have to hold space for empathy and also the science. And if you look at large studies, we know that patients with early stage cancer who do not follow conventional therapies are 5 times more likely to pass away. We also know that some of the other therapies like diet and exercise can really help people decrease their risk of recurrence with different types of cancer, including breast cancer. That being said, it is very difficult as a physician to know that sometimes we miss windows to really treat people with optimal therapy and lose a window to cure them with cancer.
When someone has metastatic cancer, and we've talked a little bit about this, what do you make of doing the traditional and the non-traditional. Can you combine those things?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I think we have to move away from are these divides of traditional versus non-traditional, Eastern versus Western. Good doctors, I think, will say that we want what works and what doesn't work. So we want to use what works. That's the divide there. And so things like diet can be really important, exercise, mind-body techniques, but we also know that they don't unilaterally cure cancer. And what terrifies me as an oncologist is the rampant misinformation that is so enticing. I would love to be out of a job. I would love to be discussing sports medicine or Botox with you on air. But instead, I'm out there every day treating breast cancer patients. And far too often, I see patients falling prey to misinformation that's online.
Dr. Elizabeth Comen, thank you to you for putting the most important information out there at this time, and to Stephanie Elam, I love you, to the Ananda Lewis's family. Bless you.